Just kidding. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? We are, and by we I mean me. We are here. We are doing this. It's been a while, so like I have to retrain you guys to show up for us on Thursdays. We were taking a break. Life was life, and we had some other things going on, but I guess I'll just jump right in. Welcome to Perspective. I'm going to do my very best to do the Eric intro, so go with me. Welcome to Perspective. This is if you want to know the premise of our show, the premise is right there in the name, Perspective. This is a safe tree. We are here to exchange knowledge and information. And if we have a disagreement, that doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong, or you're wrong and I'm right. It just means we have different perspectives. And then that's when I come in and I say, okay, y'all, let me give y'all a disclaimer. Sorry, y'all, I'm doing it by myself. And so, like, all these things are going off. And so I'm just trying to tune in. Okay, somebody said, welcome back. Thank you. It's good to be back. I am here in the building, and I have no idea what I'm about to talk about. I just need you guys to get back into the habit of coming to Perspectives because we are coming back. Hi, Pastor Short. How you doing? I'm live and up in this thing. So let me do an introduction because I've been gone for a while and maybe the people have forgotten. My name is Latoya. I am a licensed professional counselor. Let's see. I am Chef Jeff's wife, aka them kids' mama, and we're about to do this. Uh-oh, it looks like my thing is freezing. If you can see me, let me know. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep talking. Okay, let's do a reaction to this video that I found online. I want to get you guys' perspective on it. But first I gotta pull it up. And I just want y'all to know that Eric usually handles all this. I just show up. So we're just kind of doing whatever we're doing. We're just kind of here. Let me find this video and then I want you guys to tell me what you think about it. Okay, here we go.
They have always been the prize. Women, no, let me, hold on. Let me finish, because let me finish. Men have always been the prize. And I'm going to explain what I'm saying. Women marry who they can, men marry who they want. You can get offended by the statement, but if you really sit down and you think about it and you be honest with yourself, that is a very valid statement. Also, not only that, but by him saying that he is the prize, that does not make her not a prize. I myself am raising a young man. I'm instilling in my son to be a prize, especially with these days, the way that women are raising these young girls. Women will fight over a man, you know what I'm saying? But they'll accept it. But as long as the house is taken care of and he pays all the bills, he can have those 2-3 families up the street. You know what I'm saying? Men have always been the prize. We have gotten to a point where we disrespect our men so much. Do you guys see what type of young girls are being raised? So you're telling these young girls that they're a prize over the son, that man who's supposed to be the provider that you guys are looking for, the man who's supposed to be the protector that you guys are looking for, and you just want to sit back and live a soft life. He's not the prize. That will never make sense to me.
I agree with her. I 100% agree with her, and here's why I agree with her. Women are taught, like, you got to try to get married, you got to hook him, be what he wants, be his piece, all of these things. And then men are just kind of like out here. When you think about like conferences and stuff like that, how many conferences do we go to, or not go to, but how many conferences do we see where everyone is preaching to the woman about like how to be a wife and how to hook him and what to do in the bed and how to be submissive? Y'all, I don't never see no how to be a good husband, how to pay her bills, how to give her a soft life conference. I don't never see that. Granted, I'm not a man, so I'm not really looking for those things. But I feel like with the things that I am looking for, if it existed, it will pop up, right? So I'm kind of agreeing with sis. I do think that the man is the prize, right? Because like, if you're a woman who's not into proposing, then how you gonna get married if he doesn't pick you? How's that gonna work? How do you decide like, oh, we're together, we're in this, if he is not on board with that? So that kind of does make them the prize, right? I mean, I like to think that I'm the prize. Well, I don't like to think, I know I'm the prize, but I also think my husband's the prize too, and we wouldn't be married if he hadn't asked me. What y'all think about that? Oh, hold on, guys. I got a comment. Okay, so Jeff Short says she ain't said nothing wrong. I teach my daughter to be a lady, but I tell my son that he is the prize. You know what? So I like you have the pleasure of being a parent to a daughter and to two sons, right? And I don't want my sons to fall victim to some of the gold digger city girl mentality that's out there. Like, I don't want that for them. And I know that people are gonna be like, oh, she's a pick me. I've already been chosen, so I don't have to be a pick me. But I don't want them to fall victim to that, because I feel like, first of all, they my babies, and the mama bear will definitely come out. If you acting like a city girl, I'm gonna be a city mama. But I feel like they the prize. Can we both equally be the prize? Can we both, like, I bring this to, ooh, and y'all know I hate that table. So I bring this to the relationship, and then you bring that to the relationship, and together we're together and it's working. I wonder, is that a thing? And so, Pastor Short, when you say I teach my daughter to be a lady, like, what does that mean for you? Say more about that. We are the prize. Okay, Jay Gilliard said we are the prize. Then Jay Gilliard said, but we want each other. I like that. I think the prize, if we're thinking about the prize, like, what do you win? Right? And most women, listen, I recognize that the world is changing, and that everybody's dynamic is different. And I recognize that everybody isn't like heterosexual, but I'm speaking from that view because that's my view. So if you are other, I'm not trying to exclude you, but that's just not my view. But so I recognize that, like, women want to get married. And so I can remember my friend, we were planning our weddings around the same time. She was like, this is my Super Bowl. I get to have what I want. And so if that's really the case, she wouldn't have got her Super Bowl without him proposing. So isn't he the prize? Dang, y'all. I'm just out here changing my mindset on live air. I don't even know how I feel about that. Mr. Ben Sutter III, if you did not recognize, he puts the BS3 in the BS3 network. Good evening, sir. How are you? Welcome back. I know, right? We just out here. We was on a little break. Mr. J. Gilliard said the heart is one. I mean, I guess I like a little cash with my prize, but you know, whatever. Oh, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Come on to the stage, sir. Let me introduce my co-host. Hello, sir.
Hello. What's going on, Doc?
I'm just out here chatting with the
I
people.
see. Yeah. Hey, I sure appreciate you holding it down. Um, that's
I
why
did our intro.
my
I told them it was a
okay, yeah,
safe.
that's why my co-host is the most. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's one of my favorite people on the planet, right there. That's right there. Advantage me. How about that? How about that?
Right.
So
So
catch me on
what
what I miss.
I got you. So I found a video in our little over here
Okay.
thing. And
Okay.
you know what? Let's just play the video again because I'm sure you're gonna have thoughts. Let me find it. But
All
basically,
right.
the lady was saying like the man is the prize, and so obviously when I saw that, I was like, she wrong. But then when I
Ah,
listened, but when I'm listening, this might be on to something. So I'll
okay.
play it again for you. Here we go.
Have always been the prize. Women, no, let me, hold on. Let me finish, because I'm not, let me finish. Men have always been the prize. And I'm going to explain what I'm saying. Women marry who they can, men marry who they want. You can get offended by the statement, but if you really sit down and you think about it and you be honest with yourself, that is a very valid statement. Also, not only that, but by him saying that he is the prize, that does not make her not a prize. I myself am raising a young man. I'm instilling in my son to be a prize, especially with these days, the way that women are raising these young girls. Women will fight over a man, you know what I'm saying? But they'll accept it. But as long as the house is taken care of and he pays all the bills, he can have those 2-3 families up the street. You know what I'm saying? Men have always been the prize. We have gotten to a point where we disrespect our men so much. Do you guys see what type of young girls are being raised? So you're telling you these young girls that they're a prize over the son, that man who's supposed to be the provider that you guys are looking for, the man who's supposed to be the protector that you guys are looking for, and you just want to sit back and live a soft life. He's not the prize. That will never make sense to me. They have always been the prize.
So that's what we're talking about this evening.
That's my queen to be my most beautiful. No.
I'm about to log off because you came in here with this. So originally, I had very strong feelings like, sis, why would you do this to us? But
Offended.
I don't think she's wrong, because here's the thing: I'm never proposing, right? And if marriage is the goal, how do I reach my goal if he doesn't choose me? That made me sad to like come to that realization in front of the world. But
she say in front of the world. But I'll say this though, Doc. It's why you're you and them or them. Because I think that shows a certain level of something, humsfa, to not be suffering from the disease of cognitive bias or cognitive dissonance. Like when you hear the facts, you think about it and you say, I think that is true, even though it counters what I would like it to be, and what I feel it to be is an testament to a much better place as society as a whole.
did you unplug your mic?
Can you not hear me?
Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go.
You couldn't hear me?
I couldn't. I had lost you.
How about now? How about everybody? Can y'all hear me in the chat? Let me know if y'all can hear me or not. Could y'all hear me?
Trying to do this. Okay, hold on. Let me catch us up.
Okay.
Okay. Jay Gilliard said, no lies told in the video, though. I'm going to have to go with that. Michael, I'm not going to butcher your last name, said, what's up, y'all? Con Man is in the building. Okay, hey, welcome.
Con Man. Okay, that's interesting. Con Man.
Is in the building.
I don't know. Okay. Go right ahead.
Okay. Jeff Short says, I teach her because previously he said he is raising his daughter to be a lady and teaching his son that he's a prize. And so I had asked a question and he's following up. So he said, I teach her to carry herself in a respectful manner. I tell her that a man doesn't want a toxic, loud, confrontational woman, and I show her what qualities to look for in men. I actually appreciate that because I didn't realize how much toxicity was running wild in these
was
ways.
Rampant. It's flooding in the streets like it's flooding in Florida. You know what I'm saying?
Real bad. And Milton ain't got nothing on the toxicity because I was in a session earlier today and I just had to say,
ma'am.
I said sis. I said sis, because we're gonna get into it. I said, sis, imagine me holding your hand when I say this. You the problem.
Wow.
She said, I said, yeah. Yes, you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I get it. Like when you've been hurt before, like when you're coming from a bad situation and you get into a good situation, you don't always understand what you're looking for. And the calmness of the good situation makes you nervous. So you create chaos. Like I understand all of those things very, very well. But she did. She got some learning today, though. She rescheduled too. So it was cool.
Well, no, that's kudos to her. So salute to her from not just rejecting you, saying you're not, you're not good and not helping, and at least, because I think that's half the battle, is owning the fact that you have a part in that circumstance, and that sometimes it can be you. So why do you think it is that? Because that saying the man is the prize, even you at your high intellectual, knowledgeable, very well balanced, self-aware self had a knee-jerk reaction to why you do us like this. So that's what I'm saying. Do you know how scary that is for me? Because I know you, and I know how you can, like, you have, I want to say it's logic. Like you look at reality and you look at a thing and you call a thing what it is. And even when you know you sway away from it, you catch You're doing that. So for someone who is as versed, knowledgeable, well positioned, I would say balanced as you are. Not saying perfect, but you're above average. If you even fall, that's all I can think of. Hey, that's how I feel. I be like the numbers are against us. You know what I mean? Where do we start to turn the corner? How can we start to where a man can? Because let's take it out of this conversation. Just saying he's valuable too. I can't say the man is valuable.
So I think prize is kind of like that table that I hate so much. You know how everybody's like, "What you bring to the table?" So I think when I hear a man is a prize, I'm like, shut up. But you don't listen to respond. You have to listen to understand. That's just fundamental. So as I'm like, ugh, sis, why? But I'm listening to her.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Right.
And I mean, men are valuable. If men weren't valuable, then he wouldn't have her, and her. Like, men are valuable, right? Cool. But I also feel like sometimes men be a little sassy. Like, why are you trying to be the prize? Why are you trying to be like, calm down? Like, let me have this. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's the era of the podcast bros. Like, no shade to you, because I don't even put you in that category.
Right.
But some dudes don't need a mic. And I think when I hear prize, I'm triggered. I'm like, oh, here we go. But to say like a man is valuable, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think the problem is people don't understand that saying the man is valuable does not say the woman is not valuable.
That part.
The man is valuable, period.
Two things can be true at the same time. And I think it's hard for people to understand that.
That's why I get upset.
Yeah. And it is sad that there's a lack of independent thought that goes around and that's prevalent within, well, I would say within our community, within our society, where it can only be one way. And it has to be monolithic and it has to be able to be spread across, every ethnicity, every gender. And life is just not that way. The variety, just as it is variety in color, style, size, ability, function, purpose in all walks of life and all things. So is it from a mental standpoint. So is it from a emotional standpoint, psychological standpoint. And I think if we really own that and understand that, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to go against the grain. Just because you've been told that and you see that it's something other than that, it is okay.
All right, let's catch the comments up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jeff Short says they see so much on social media, and I let her know that's not it. It's not, because don't come up here with that city girl attitude.
That's true.
Michael C says what's important is realization to yourself. The mirror tells no lies. A relationship is about compromise and what's most important. I agree with that.
I can salute to that.
Yeah, I like that. JGR says yes, we are equally valuable. Let's get into it. We are. JGR says Butler is right. We are more selfish and self-centered. All right, we caught up.
Yeah. I think the curve. Now, the lady, you saw she had to speak fast and she had to defend herself. But I loved it. It was just straightforward and logical. She say, so think about what someone else has to do. She just really demonstrated, hey, if you would step outside of your wants, what you want, and being selfish, then you would be able to see this clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand maybe a desire not to give up the advantages that you may have, but at some point, you can't want it. I don't think it even has common sense tied to it to think that you can extract everything out of a thing and you get everything and you have to give it nothing?
So I don't think either side thinks they have to give nothing. I don't think that.
Okay, if there's any gentleman in the comments that can, have you ever had an experience where you feel like that you had to give everything? Or see, and I want to keep it general because I don't want to lead the witnesses. Anybody in here experienced being on the back end of you gave and the other one operated in a manner that they had to give nothing? If you've ever experienced it, if you know someone who's experienced that, then just, share in the comments. Share in the comments. And I think if you go to social media, got one that says that they've experienced that.
You better put a disclaimer on that thing,
Mr. J. Gilliard. Absolutely. Well, there's no way that could be mistaken because he didn't even have to say it himself. He said, man, I got a third party that don't even know, ain't been around that long, that can vouch that it ain't even that it ain't you, and that you don't operate that way. So you covered. So gave everything but got nothing in return. But not Doc though. Okay, see, he clarified anyway.
No, don't. That should have been ... Like, don't take that long.
See what I'm saying? The man made the correction. He ain't still. It should have been. It should have been the flowers with the bouquet tied bow on it.
Okay. Here's the thing, though. I feel like once you realize you're in a situation where you're giving everything and they're giving nothing, I then think it is your responsibility to get out.
It is your responsibility to get out. And I think some of you do.
If you never got nothing, how did you get in?
Yeah, and I think when people do, they're even vilified for that. That's the sad thing. It's like, you didn't care no way, and that's why I did what I did and acted the way I acted and functioned the way I functioned. However, my desire and hope would be that you don't allow that to spoil your mind. Like you said, you become jaded and just slide all the way to the other side of the spectrum. And I think that's hard to do. And Doc would probably be able to definitely speak to this more than me. But, going through those experiences tend to scar individuals, because that's the other side of her statement is, this notion that the man is not the prize. And if you stand up and ask for the things that you desire, even speak in that way, then you get vilified for it.
The man, the woman, or anybody?
The man.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like men have become, which I personally appreciate, I feel like they've become more vocal, right? Like they come to therapy with Latoya, the therapist, and I'm like, ask for what you need, tell sis what you want. Like I'm literally saying this in session. But I think it's the way you say it. I think that's the issue. Because there's nothing wrong with asking for what you want. There's nothing wrong with saying, these are my values. This is what I require if we're going to be in relationship with one another. These are my boundaries. These are my expectations. I feel like you should have those types of conversations off the rip. But I think it's how it's being done.
Man, that's interesting, Doc. We'll have to, maybe next show, we'll have to, something. We figure it out, because or we can get into it now. I don't know, but I mean, that's interesting because it's so subjective when you say, well, how you say it. It's like, okay, I just said it plainly. I laid it out, or I said, these are my values, my principles. This is how I function. And then you're like, you can do that. You set boundaries for yourself. And now you're, as a man, I'm speaking from a man's point of view. I always try to be very objective in that, but it's in line with the video. So I'm speaking from a man's perspective. Because if you put your foot down, if you set boundaries, if you set standards within your home, then you really are considered controlling, abusive, uncaring, domineering, which are all, come across as, I think, negative connotations. So, and I mean, you're simply just stating, hey, this is, this is my way of operating, or my MO, and this is how I carry myself as a man, and this is what I do. This is how I function in a way to protect the things that now are within my sphere or under my umbrella of protection, i.e., my significant other, my children, the finances I have in place that help me, that give me the resources to provide for said significant other and children, and other responsibilities. And to do that, you are vilified if you're not giving it away, if you're not being frivolous, if you're saying, hey, I'm dating, but I'm not going to pay for this and this and this, and you're not my woman. You know what I mean? And now you call cheat. It's just all these facets. If you're not just doing what the woman wants you to do, and you set those boundaries, then you're the problem. Damn show not a prize.
So here's the thing. I don't think it's just men. Nobody likes to be told no. Not you, not me, not children, not dogs. Like, nobody likes to be told no. So I don't think it's that, at least in my professional experience, I don't think it's that the man is vilified and now he's controlling because he has boundaries. I think it's a lack of effective communication that makes the man speak more aggressively, and now you're controlling, and now we got a problem. Because instead of just saying, hey, I would appreciate if you didn't do blah blah blah, instead of saying that, you wait until she's done it 3 times, and now you like, hey, at my house. That's the problem. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with boundaries. Although I'm not a man, so I don't know. But I've never been in a couples counseling situation. The man said, these are my boundaries. Like legit boundaries, not like don't breathe air, don't go to sleep at 5. Like, no, I feel like legit boundaries.
Why you say these things, Doc? Why did you say that? Why did you use those examples? Please don't tell me. Okay, never mind.
No, I'm just saying, like, legit boundaries. Nobody's ever been like, see, he's controlling me. Like, I haven't seen that.
Hey man, don't spend, out of the joint account. Don't be spending over $100 without, communicating with me.
Listen, and depending on your financial situation, don't spend more than 25 without talking to me. What are we talking about?
Yeah, because I feel really in my soul, I feel like 100 was high.
Depending on our financial situation, don't buy a pack of gum without talking to me.
Yeah, out of that joint account, don't be moving any money out of that.
Yeah, don't even touch that. Like, we just got our bills on overdraft. That's not for nothing. Like,
yeah.
I mean, our bills on auto draft. Excuse me,
right.
Slip. Okay, let's catch these up. So Michael C said, Ben, I would love to have you come on my show. That's a little promo. Ben, if you are still in the room, he is trying to connect. Jay Gilliard said it gets turned off when you get hooked. Okay, I can see, because earlier I said, how do you get in a situation where you're not getting your needs met, or you're not being it's not being reciprocal? That's what I said.
Okay.
And then he said it's the packaging, because we were talking about like it's how you say it. It's not necessarily what you say.
Mm-hmm.
He then said it's tone and not coming off in a way that makes it hard to receive. And here's the thing, though.
Isn't that subjective,
Here's the thing. If we're in a relationship, you know what makes me tick. So you know that if you stand up and start yelling, I want to fight. I don't want to talk no more.
Damn.
So if you I just like using extreme examples because it keeps people engaged. But
right.
So if you know that I don't like when you stand up and start yelling, don't stand up and start yelling. Like, just tell me, hey, when it comes to the joint account, anything over 50, we need to have a conversation. Cool. Check. But you standing up, hey, in our account,
No, you know what?
I got my money out. Ain't no hour.
I own the onus on that. I think, really men have to be able to control their emotions, even if it may be warranted, something was done in a certain manner or not being perceived. We have to manage our emotions better. That's just not better. We just have to manage them, period. Point blank. It ain't even no caveat to that.
I agree, because y'all are bigger, and then that voice can be intimidating. You might trigger somebody, and then we got to fight.
No, I
And
just said we have to imagine our emotions now. I think women need to manage their mouth.
I think men need to manage their mouth. But I also feel like if we have an effective conversation about expectations in the beginning, this is not a thing.
No. What a man does with his hands and his physical dominance, women do with their mouths. Because a woman's mouth, and let me clarify, not even saying her mouth, but I'm saying her influence, her impact. If a man has committed himself to you, if he has poured his resources into you, I'm talking about his time, his protection, his money into you. He cares about you. He cares what you think, regardless if men want to admit it or not. Um, their egos are very fragile. Even the ones who have control of it. No man wants to look weak, soft, or seem like they're not providing or being a value add to their woman above all and everything. And women know this. And a woman can punch a man square dead in the mouth and knock him completely out with her words, with her mouth. Whereas the only way most men have the dominance and their strength is in their body. And we already know from a legal standpoint, from a moral standpoint, and just from a biological standpoint, we don't want men punching women in the face. So women don't need to be punching men in the face with their mouth, is what I'm trying to say. A woman needs to have better control of her emotions so that she don't say the wrong thing. Men need to have better control of their emotions so they won't do the wrong thing. And that's not a line down the middle of the road, Doc. I know what you're saying. You was like, men need to watch. Everybody needs to be mindful of the words that they use because they can hurt. But I would argue the point that women are more dangerous from that perspective.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, that's it. And you know that's what I'm saying. As we and you have said many times on the show, no, none of this is a monolith. It doesn't just go one way. We know there's outliers and different levels. You got to grade on a curve sometimes. You know what I mean? Because it's that way. But for the most part, we can say that I think that statement holds true. What I just shared is all. Mr. J. Gill, you said both need to manage and check themselves at the door to effectively communicate. And you can't disagree with that. Can't disagree. But hopefully it was understood where I was coming from as far as, because there's some men that'll they are trying to hold their emotions, or they do try to like get away from the circumstance, go in another room, maybe not talk, and a woman will, oh, I know where the buttons are. I know where they are. And they will just get the clicking and clacking like they typing a dissertation.
Not clicking and clacking.
And I'm just saying, like, you're hitting the buttons, and I'm speaking to this because I have experienced this where I've talked to you, where you know where my vulnerable areas are. In my particular case, it was the relationship with my daughters. It was too distant, didn't spend a lot of time with them. And that was something that was a very, very sensitive and sore spot for me. And in angry, that's why your daughters, blah, 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 blah. And all I could do is look. I just looked at her like that. Now I'm telling you, inside, I wanted to grab her and chunk her as far as I could with whatever strength I had, because it was just so low of a blow. But I would have never, fixed my mouth to tell her. I'm like, man, what are you talking, to tell her, hey, man, look at your situation and your circumstance. Because I've done that too. And I was the villain because I told the truth. I was like, yeah, you can't win for losing. I done held my tongue. And I didn't go ahead and I went ahead and said the thing that need to be said. Say the thing. Say the thing. I do that a lot more. I'd be like, no, go ahead, say the thing. Just say the thing. Don't hold back. And it backfires. I think men carry a whole lot of I would say imbalanced responsibility in that regard.
Okay. I don't disagree. I don't know that I fully agree, but I don't disagree.
You say I don't fully agree.
I'm not
Now,
sure that I fully agree.
I mean, that because you the problem. I mean, you is that you only ran into you're the problem on one time with some of the demographics that you have helped.
Um, Not in that regard though. Not in the I'm gonna take a low blow and a jab. Like people be the problem in other ways.
Mm.
Um, but what I don't fully agree with is that you're saying men hold an imbalance of responsibility in those situations. And I kind of think,
Well, not responsibility, a blame. I'll say blame because I think men have been put in a position where you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
I feel like women have too though. So I
Mm.
would say,
How so?
because if I say yo mama, then you mad. If I say nothing, then I'm mad and my peace is disrupted. So
Why you gotta say your mama though?
well, I just feel like your mama is just, we all know what that means. I don't have to like hit
Yeah,
below the belt. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like,
your mama is hitting your mama fighting words where I came from.
I mean,
You say your mama, you
I ain't
saying
call it
I
bald
really want to
headed.
take it there.
I'd be like, yo, bald headed mammy. No, I'm just kidding. I would never do that. I feel like this it's equal on I think it's true on both sides. Men just have the added
Yeah,
responsibility of not putting up. You could say men have the added responsibility of managing their hands, but women do too, because I know women that fight men regularly.
yeah. Like I said, there's because ain't no woman fighting me. One, I'm not fighting no woman. We got to get in the fight, you just leave. Yeah. I'm not doing that. Matter of fact, I'm not finna argue and fuss with you too much either. We can definitely have discussions, and we can 100% disagree. But I'm not finna fuss and argue. Like if you ain't working to me to find solution or resolution or to get back to a happy place as quickly as possible. I didn't say we had to do it immediately, but as quickly as possible. Sincerely try to get to some resolution. Let's get back on the same page. If you're not working to do that, then it's not going to work.
I agree with
Is
that.
is that? And let me ask you this, Doc. Is that too big of an ask?
I don't think so. But when we have these conversations, I'm always like, who are these people dating? Like on both ends, men and women. I'm just like, why
I,
is this happening? Because the people
no. If you people's picker was broken, I'm one of them. I
that
was.
are defective, like
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, but what I've been through. Oh, I'm a bad summer gun now. Whoever I choose, they winning.
are they? You be at work a lot. They gonna be
Cause
attention.
you know what? I mean, what? Right? Yeah, yeah. Things gonna be right when
But
things.
like, can I go shopping? Because you could stay at work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I want it to be. Yeah, I'm gonna just be honest, man. I ain't just working to just so somebody else ain't got nothing to do. There'll be some alignment. They gonna have something they want to do. You got to contribute. You got to pour into me so I can pour into you. I mean, who want to do that? I don't know a relationship on the planet that operates in one direction. It's only humans that be like, "Hey, you stay here, do nothing." I'll go. And I go. It used to be, hey, I'm gonna go, and then when I get here, the things that help me be comfortable and rejuvenate, so I can go back out and do that again, have been done here. See what I did there? See what I did? So, and even animals function that way. It ain't no. It's just not a. I mean, in some, it's like, okay, you do your part, I do my part, we do, and then that we come together and we all make it together. It's universal. You can't even have water without a couple, you know, two oxygen molecules. You got to have some hydrogen. Like, we need two of you over there. Let's work together. It's just not. It's just things that are just by themselves they don't impact or do much. They can do something, but man, when it's combined with something, it's dynamic. And I just think that that's missed in today's society. Is when they think about relationships and men, which is why this woman was on here talking about, no, men are the prize. If you look at it like from straightforward, how it's supposed to be, someone who will go work, who will sacrifice, who will protect you, who any threats that come to you, they the one that's going to defend your honor. They're going to take on the responsibility of your well-being. I mean, I'm like, dang, that's you're winning if you get somebody that can do all of that.
Agreed.
I mean, when your mama was doing it for you, she was the prize. When your daddy was doing it for you, he was the prize. The person that do that type of stuff for you is the prize.
I changed my mind in real time. I listened to her. I listened to understand, and I agree.
Yeah. I'm not even saying this to you. I'm saying it to the viewers that will see it now and or later. No, I'm not. Yeah, Doc. I mean, that's why you Doc. That's why you
like in real
my
time.
partner.
My mind was changed.
And like that fast though, or did you have to contemplate and think through it?
Well, I was watching the video before we got on, before I went live, so I could have some ideas.
Okay.
And when I first watched it, obviously there was that visceral response of like, "Come on,
oh hell no!" You like,
why are we doing this? But I listened to understand, and she not wrong.
What can you say? She's right.
I can say she's accurate. Mm-hmm.
So,
and because I recognize that men being the prize does not make me not the prize, I can say that she is right.
Can both people be the prize or no?
I think so.
Or does it have to? I don't like we say two things can be true at the same time. Two things can be false at the same time. Two things can be the prize at the same time.
I absolutely think that, because when we're dating, the woman is dating to find the man is dating to find the woman. And so we're both the prize, because the man is not looking for himself. So while he may be the prize to her, he's not the prize to himself. So then she becomes his prize because that's what he was looking for.
And he become her prize.
That's what she was
looking for. Dang. We the prize. Ooh, that's what it is. When you have two healthy, I think, reciprocating spirits, minds, souls coming together, like I think in a healthy way, that in itself is the prize. So y'all together are the prize. That's too what do you think? That's too poetic. That's too
I mean, it works.
She said it works. Mr. J. Gill said, we all win. We all win. You get a car, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car.
That's when Oprah, we thought she was cool. I like Oprah.
Do you?
I do. From what I know about her, I do.
You said when we thought she was cool. I mean, we need to unpack something.
Nah, I ain't got nothing to say about Big Winfrey. Nothing.
Wait, Big who?
Big Winfrey. I ain't got nothing to say about her.
I ain't never heard it put that way, but okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit. We talking about. I'm a little bit scared of her because I'm more scared of her than the government. Because I'm like, man, she'll pop up and say, "Who said what?"
Okay.
Like, God damn.
Nah, she be dressing though.
Here come O.
Okay.
Here come a big O.
Do you ever think about like if we if we saw her, like, would you say hi, Miss Winfrey, or would you be like, oh, like, would you act like you knew her?
From what I know of her, I wouldn't even speak to Oprah Winfrey.
Okay, let's just go ahead and change the subject. This might be powerful. You can tell me
She
offline.
is very powerful. No, she is powerful. She's influential.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just, and I'm gonna be honest. I just don't think Oprah would give me the time of day or attention. And
Now, we just saying, hey.
I think she'd be
Okay,
like,
she say hi.
and I'm gonna be honest. I've had a, and maybe this is my trauma and I'm jaded. People who are famous,
Mhm.
like I hate that moment of, like I can't fan them. I just can't. I can't.
So my favorite group used to be Jagged Edge. Oh, I used to love Jagged Edge.
Yeah, they unheralded.
I
Jagged
had
Edge went hard.
every like a CD, like physical. I met them backstage and they were singing in Chattanooga and they were so rude and like
Yeah.
oh, my little heart was broken.
It destroys you, man. I'm telling you.
Broken. I didn't listen to their music for years. Now, Gotta Be is back in rotation, but heartbroken, devastated.
Yeah. And I just, it's they have to go through that phase when it's new. I just been around a lot of people who are, like I said, they have celebrity. And man, they be trying to smile you, man. And I can't. And I be like, I just don't do it, man. Especially if I'm just like, man, okay, and then if they rich too, oh man, it's a wrap. They don't want to deal with you unless the circumstance causes for us to have direct communication, to be in each other's, vicinity, and it's a natural and organic opportunity to interact. Then if it's not happening that way, it's not happening. Yeah. I will not seek it out. I will not try to get a picture. I will not do that.
Yeah, Jagged Edge broke me. Mm-hmm. That's okay, because Karma's a what? Because how they doing? Where they at?
Man.
Broke my little heart. Like, I cried.
Like, really? How were you? How were you then?
16, 17. Like, I was young.
They horrible.
Had saved all my money to get backstage.
Ah, they horrible.
Trash.
Why would they not make that moment? And they know this. And then you choose to do it that way.
Nasty. Wow. I mean, like, flipping.
Wow.
And I was just like, oh, devastated. Man. I didn't listen to them for years.
I see.
I think I just started listening to Gotta Be Again this year in the sauna.
God dang, that's something else. I hope they hear this. Y'all ought to be shaming yourself.
Yeah, they crushed me. And now I never see celebrities the same.
I know.
Crushed me.
I didn't
see. Okay, let's see. We got some comments.
Okay. Mr. J. Gilliam said, how can we people help have a changed mindset to this video from a woman's view?
I don't get it.
How can we help people have a changed mindset to this video from a woman's view?
They just gotta listen. And you gotta ask yourself, like, when we're dating, what are you dating for? You're dating to be chose. You're dating to get married. And unless you're gonna ask them to marry you, they're the prize.
I think that's where the disconnection comes. I think there's a group and an element of people who do not date for those particular reasons that you just mentioned.
Oh, so you talking about the girls that's dating for things?
Yeah, because I'm saying that happens. People are dating for things, so they're like, he's not the prize. He is the he the plug in a sense. I just come to get. I need some food.
But
I'm
here's the
gonna
thing:
see
doesn't
what
that
bills I.
make him the prize?
Huh?
Like he's giving you what you want. Like, doesn't
And
that?
that show you the warped mindset. It's like he's doing all the things that you need him to do, but he well, we even men, we call those type of guys simps. And women don't like those guys. Women like you.
Women like podcast bros.
No, women like bad guys.
Are you not tuned into the podcast bros? They are terrible.
I don't know who the podcast bros are.
Child.
Are you talking about men that do podcasts?
But not like intellectual men. I'm talking about the young men that be on the podcast saying some wild stuff.
Talking about like red pill minded cats?
Probably. I don't know their name.
I don't know. You have to show me some, Doc.
I'm gonna show them to you. The podcast bros.
Me.
They just say anything.
Yeah, let's go to the next one.
Okay. I don't think I answered that question well, and I'm sorry.
Now, did you want to take another stab at it?
I don't.
Well, Mr. J. Gillies said, how do men not become arrogant, knowing that the mindset is men are the prize? Okay.
I'm going to let you feel that because you're the man.
So how do men not become arrogant?
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that the mindset is men are the prize? Mm-hmm. How do they not become arrogant?
I feel like the easy answer is remain humble, but I feel like I feel like it's
remain humble because it's gonna be that's really like a bypass answer because I'm thinking like how do you not become arrogant? I think and I mean that's a good answer, remain humble, but what are the practices and the actions you need to take in order to remain that? What are your reminders? You know, some people just, they have
intentional effort though. I think you have to intentionally decide I'm not going to carry myself.
I'm not going to treat people a certain way. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to remember that while I may be the prize, I don't have to be an asshole.
Very much so. Very much so. I don't, but I will speak I'm going to tell you. I had there are circumstances where, because it's this implied idea that if you go out to eat, everybody's independent and they go, but it's a known group. Everyone knows each other and you're there for an event, let's say a birthday party or some celebratory event. And, there's, 4 men, 3 women at the place, but none of them are together. You know what I mean? But it's this implied idea that the women shouldn't have to pay. They shouldn't have to pay for their own stuff. So
I don't agree with that. My daddy said, "Don't go nowhere and eat if you can't pay for your own food."
Yeah, you'll see. It was a man.
So I don't believe in it.
See, it was a man in life that said that put that right type of mind. But I'm telling you, and I think that's a generational thing as well.
My dad's old.
Yeah. And but I'm talking about the women who think that. And then there's always a group of women who were talked to, who were enlightened, raised, you know what I mean? To consider that and to consider things of that nature or to understand, no, I need to be able to take care of that, myself and whatnot. So, but I'm telling you, there's this implied circumstance. So I'll tell a personal story of mine. So had a friend of mine, birthday party, go to the birthday party. I go, and so we're planning this as a group, and there are women within this group that are help planning this. And, I sent a text and I said, hey, let's make sure how are we doing this? How are we paying? Are we getting one gift together? Are we getting separate gifts? So this can be clarified. Nobody responded. Nobody said nothing. So, okay. So we go to the event. Everything's nice. And I pay for my food. I pay for the birthday. the birthday guys, the whose birthday it was. I paid for his food, and then there's a mutual friend, or I met him through him, and but he's been a good friend. He's been a good guy, and I didn't let him know, and I paid for his as well. And then I went on by my business. I said, "Hey, I got this one. This one." I walked over there. Hey, I'm paying for this, 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 and this. And then it was said to me, "Well, why did you pay? And then you didn't say anything." I said, "Well, I tried. I tried to get this schedule before, but I'm not finna get to the table and have that awkward and people sitting. And I'm not finna do that. I'm finna go do what I want to do, and now I'm done. Y'all grown, and ain't now woman at this table belong to me. Ain't nobody finna take me home, rub my feet, rub anything else. It's just, so why would you expect me to pay for anything? That don't mean I dislike you. I wouldn't, or whatever, but it's not my obligation to do so." And the comment was, "Well, you just trying to show us up." No, I'm not. I said, I try to discuss this. I ain't got time to sit here and, well, let's try to split, because it was appetizers. I said, you know what? Never mind. Hold on. I went over there and I paid for the appetizers too. Here, hey, them appetizers, let me get how much? Oh, okay, that was all. That ain't that much. Let me get that, knock that out too. Now what you want to talk about? Well, I can't. You can't what? I ain't got enough. I said, man, if you don't get out of my face, don't come playing with me. What was it? I'm just like, you know why? And they did it in jest, but they meant it. And they wanted somebody to pay for theirs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just that notion and that thought, and it's widespread. So that's why I think it was such a visceral, and that not for you, Doc, but, and I'm pretty sure if you had a visceral response, oh, it's some that just they didn't trolled her page now. Her real name and stuff was up there. And I'm really, the moment was a moment, and it's okay, but I would be perceived as toxic or too abrasive because I told the truth. I was like, well, nobody here is going, no, why? I don't have to pay for you. Why should I pay for you? It's not my responsibility or my job. Now I'm less of a man, or I'm not a good man.
You said that at the table.
I said, oh, well, no, they walked over to me and had this complaint. And I said it right there. We was in the middle of the restaurant. You
said, it's not my responsibility. Why would I pay for you?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Well, what could they say?
Well, I don't know. I feel like that was a valid question, and I just wanted to know what their answer was.
Oh, they didn't have one. They didn't have a comeback or nothing, because the truth had been told. I said, nobody's offended. No one here has done you wrong, ma'am.
That's what you said.
Yeah. No one has moved the goal. No one has moved the goalpost. I've just moved out all of the things that was in the way. Did you see where the goalpost really is? You're a grown woman. Pay for your own stuff. This is his birthday. Nobody should pay for you. No one should come and have the expectation to pay for you. It just blows my mind that it's even that there.
Yeah, my brain doesn't comprehend that. I'm not going anywhere when I can't pay.
They all have that's the thing. These are professional women. Oh, go ahead. Alexis Butler.
She says, OMG, we're back and I missed it. Yes, we're back. Good to see everyone. Oh, I missed y'all, like, for real. I missed you too, but I was on your social media, so I knew what you had going on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jeff Short says, Butler, that's a bar. Men are not the prize. They are the plug. I actually enjoy that. We're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. This was a wonderful welcome back.
Yeah.
Now it is time to say goodbye. So if you are I know, right? If you are still here with us, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that Perspective is back. We will see you here next week, Thursday, 8:30 Central. My final thoughts, y'all, please stop going to restaurants hoping somebody gonna pay for y'all, because that's a little tacky. Y'all making us look bad.
A little.
And we are both the prize. Do you have final thoughts?
No, man. Doc, I appreciate you. Thank you for being patient, because I was coming in hot. And I ain't gonna tell everybody my business because it ain't their business. But I may be coming in hot on Thursdays. And but I'm happy to be here, Doc. I missed you. This was good. It's good for the soul, good for the spirit. And we love you all.
All right. See y'all later.